inshallah.
It's still 5 to 10 minutes.
What?
You can open up for Q&A.
There any questions? I got the Imam here to help me answer, so please. I am not a scholar. I don't claim to be anything but relating to you what I've prepared. Yes, brother.
Can you summarize the points that you have discussed?
Yeah, the first one I spoke about is don't be fooled by shaitan. Remember, he is always giving us the information that we are fine, nothing's the matter with me, and subconsciously, I am better than everyone else. I am better. So I am imitating the very thing that grounded him. قَالَ أَنَا خَيْرٌ مِّنْهُ خَلَقْتَنِي مِنْ نَارٍ وَخَلَقْتَهُ مِنْ طِينٍ. That should go through our minds all the time. When I see somebody pushing grocery carts, I am not better than him. How do I know his level of righteousness? I don't know. I don't know how he panders to his mom's needs and wishes. He might be the greatest son on earth to his mother. That makes him streets above me. I should be hesitant in making shaitan's pronouncement. That was the first one I wanted to emphasize, topic number 1. Topic number 2 was gratitude to Allah. And this is not just saying thank you. This is much deeper than that. And the hole we all fall into is professional crybabies. I complain about everything. And I'm completely submerged by these complaints. And the more I complain, the less I say Alhamdulillah. And the more I complain, the less I remember this greatest gift of Islam. There are people who have never heard about Islam. What am I doing about it? I talk bad about the Jamaat. They are going to talk about Islam. I look down on them. You see, the whole package, gratitude to Allah, is avoiding ingratitude. And when I ask my granddaughter, what was your grade today? And she says B+. What do I say? Why not A+? I don't say Alhamdulillah, look at your eyes, how beautiful they are. Your kidneys work, your heart is working, everything in your body is perfect. I say why B-? It's completely inculcated in my soul, this complaining, until we begin to remind each other about this. We have to actively remind each other. And my children must come to me and say, Alhamdulillah, you did not say gratitude for that. You worried about the small scratch on your car, but you did not say Alhamdulillah for driving here safely from work. Driving on 295, driving in all this traffic. You did not say Alhamdulillah. You worried about the scratch on your car. When my children begin to talk to me like that, we've arrived. Then we've arrived. The third one was remembering what society does not want us to talk about, death. We should enjoy life, never worry about that. Falling over the cliff, why worry about that? That's bad news. Society wants me to play computer games to the death. Yes, look at these gladiator games. You fight to the death, but don't talk about death. Because if you talk about death, you're suicidal. You need to go to the suicide department, dial that number, and have somebody interact with you, because you're suicidal. But the prophets, they remember death. Isa alayhi salam as a baby, it's in the Bible. He spoke from the Bible, he spoke in his cradle. But what did he say? The Bible doesn't say what he said. He spoke about death, kindness to parents, not being miserable, being the servant of Allah. But right beside that, he spoke about death. Imagine a baby educating humanity. Where is this coming from? The book of Allah. The book of Allah. My respected Muslims, we have the greatest gift of anyone. It's time I just appreciated it. I have to disengage myself from all this noise that is going on and appreciate the gift. That's a good summary? Please take something away. And the challenge I left everyone was, including myself, I should look at my data book of acquaintances. I have data books. This one, that one, born here, that's his birthday. I have all these names and telephone numbers. I should send a tweet to anyone that I have less than a cordial relationship with. Assalamu alaikum. Let's be brothers. Leave the rest to Allah, but be on record as having made the approach. This is what humanity does not want. They want to divide us. They want to put streets between us. Not the way of the Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We make dua, inshallah, unless there's something you want me to repeat. Energy is not a problem. That comes free. That's a blessing of Allah.
There are many, nowadays there are many sources of the cause of decrease of Iman, and yet we struggle day to day to have a firm faith and have increase of Iman as well. So in your opinion, what do you suggest, how should we tackle this issue of the challenges we face that cause the decrease of Iman on a day-to-day basis here? Because there are so many challenges that we have, I mean, when we go out in this society.
The brother makes a comment saying that there are so many challenges in this life that cause us to lose traction with our Iman. Somehow we struggle to get traction with our Iman. And what should we be doing about it? Again, my feeling is that the Imam and those scholars around me can add to it. But my basic feeling is the first thing we should try and do is bring ourselves to the 5 salahs per day. The cornerstone, the absolute cornerstone. Think of all the preparations that go into mobilizing effort to fulfill the 5 salahs per day. Think of the wudu that is involved in it. Think of all the thought processes, putting everything on the sidelines to make this ibadah accessible. With all the workplace noise, with all the commitments, with all the assignments, with all the presentations I have to do, with all the bank balance I have to count, all the accounts, I have to separate myself and get to these 5 salahs per day. And when you do this, inshallah, I find that one begins to be able to see the wood from the trees. Why am I here? I'm going to put everything on the ice right now and make myself go to that salah. Everything else is relatively unimportant. And I think with this wisdom, with this effort, we start to see the wood from the trees. We begin to realize the values of life. But the first thing we should be doing is really cutting down all these weeds that prevent us from fulfilling the 5 salahs per day. We must do this. We cannot hide behind the bushes. There is no reason that Allah has given us a window to make salah. He's given us all the opportunities to fulfill this. We can make a jamaat after the jamaat. There's no excuse. My problem is society gets into the way. It convinces me that 1:15 meeting is more important to me. And I think if we should just set ourselves one target, a simple target. If I want to run a marathon, I can't say I'm going to run 42 kilometers. I have to say I'm going to start running. I'm going to run 1 kilometer. But I'm gradually aspiring to fulfill the 42 kilometers, the 26 miles. But let's start with the salah. Let's start with something that made Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam smile on the final day of his life. You know, on the final day of his life, he looked down through the curtains and he saw the companions lining up for salah. And his face beamed when he saw this. And when he closed the curtains, they never saw him alive again. The last expression of his love for humanity was associated with lining up for salah. What's wrong with me? You see, when I think of that, I go with renewed vigor, vitality. I should do this. Rasulullah can smile about this. I should be doing this. My grandchildren, my children, they should see me doing this. My respected Muslims, I'm sorry I'm laboring it, but we have the greatest deen ever. We have this great opportunity. Life is screaming by. Even my granddaughter tells me, wow, that week went fast. Even she tells me, she's 7. He tells me that week screamed by. Life is screaming by. That door is approaching me. And society says, don't talk about that door. We make dua, inshallah. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala ashrafil mursaleen. Sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم واغفر لنا ذنوبنا وذنوب والدينا ومشائخنا وجميع المؤمنين أجمعين ربنا ظلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين اللهم اغفر لأهل القبور من المسلمين والمسلمات والمؤمنين والمؤمنات ارفع لهم الدرجات وكفر عنهم السيئات يا رب العالمين ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين جزاكم الله خير. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for sitting. I see your father-in-law all the time, reminding me all the time. Good to see you.